best way to get started in real estate is to actually get started in real estate. When it comes to investing, you just have to start taking the actions necessary to make it all happen. And oftentimes I find that people are held back by fear and emotion when it comes to getting into real estate investing, and that's what holds them back. If you are truly dreaming of building a portfolio that will help you retire early, gain passive income, get out of your 9-to-5 job, and change your life, you need to get over those fears. And so today we are going to talk about the top 10 fears that hold people back from investing in real estate. I want to help you get over those fears. Know that you are not alone in whatever you are thinking in your head. I want you to get out of your head, get out there, take action, and start building the portfolio and the life that you are after. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, real estate investor and entrepreneur with over 10 years experience building and growing a real estate team and investing in real estate. Before we get into today's video, make sure you take a minute to hit that like button, leave us a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm here to help you break out of the 9-to-5, gain financial freedom, and grow wealth through real estate. It's time to get out of your head and actually work through those fears that are holding you back from becoming a real estate investor so you can get out there and accomplish what you are looking to do with your real estate portfolio. Today, I'm going to share with you the top 10 fears that hold people back in hopes that you don't feel alone with what's going on inside your head so that you can see that real estate investing isn't as scary as you might think, and you do have what it takes, no matter where you are, what scenario you are in, to actually make this happen. Fear number one is lack of knowledge. The reality is, if you're here watching this video right now, you've probably overcome this and you're starting to accumulate some of that knowledge that you need in order to make this happen. My recommendation to you is soak up as much information as you can, but don't get stuck in analysis paralysis, waiting for the perfect tip to come through so that you can start your real estate investing journey. Do your research, consume content, listen to podcasts, go on forums, learn all that you can, but don't spend all of your time here. Don't get stuck in the lack of knowledge phase. Fill up your head, get the knowledge that you're looking for, and then start to take the actions necessary to make it happen. Fear number two is the fear of financial risk. This is probably the hardest one for people to get past, but the reality is, in any scenario that you are looking to make money, there is going to be risk involved with that. If you have a high-paying CEO job, there is risk involved in that. You are at the head of the company, and any mistake that is made, you could lose your job. When it comes to real estate investing, you're going to be putting money down on a property, and there is risk that things could change and you could see the value of that go up or down. There's going to be risk involved in anything that you do, but don't let this hold you back. Again, if you do your research and you fill your mind with knowledge and you know exactly what you're looking for and you work with a skilled team, they will help you find an investment with the least amount of risk possible and help you see the upside. Don't let this hold you back. Yes, your neighbor is going to tell you don't do it because the real estate market is going to crash. Guess what? They've said that for many, many years, and that's what has held them back from investing in real estate themselves. You need to make those purchases. The market can absolutely go up and down, but guess what? If you're not looking to sell that property right away, it doesn't matter if it's gone down because you're still going to be locked in at the monthly payment that you determined, and you're still going to be collecting rents at the contract that you determined them. If you're making $1,000 a month in cash flow and all of a sudden the house value drops by 50%, which by the way, has only happened one time in the history of real estate, you're still making $1,000 a month. And that doesn't change until your contract expires and you have to renegotiate rents with somebody. But guess what? When home values go down, rents actually go up because people are losing their houses due to foreclosure and they have to come to you for your rental property. So the risk is actually minimal. You don't need to worry about that. Your numbers are locked in. Yes, a tenant can destroy the carpet or knock a hole in the wall or whatever, but that fear of financial risk can't hold you back from making that purchase happen and building your real estate portfolio. Fear number three, I don't have enough money to make a real estate purchase. Guess what? There are so many solutions out there for you. If you are willing to put in the work, you can make it happen. There is creative financing, subject to seller carry, those pieces where you may be able to come in with a minimal down payment. You can assume people's loans, you can find creative ways to get into it with little to no money out of your pocket. Maybe you bring on a partner, you do the work to find the deal, they invest the money. If you're willing to put in the work, you can do it. It may also not cost you as much as you actually think. Sometimes you just need to step out of the market that you're in. Maybe you live in a market where homes are $600,000-$700,000, and so you're thinking a 25% down payment is way outside of my reach. Well, guess what? Maybe you start to explore different areas in the Midwest where you're buying a $150,000 home and your payment is now only $25,000 to $30,000 compared to $200,000 in some areas. So don't let that hold you back. There are creative ways to get around it. There's something that you yourself can buy in the scenario that you're in. There are stories all over of real estate investors that have come from absolutely nothing and built up a gigantic real estate portfolio. And it's simply because they got creative and they put in the work to find a lender that would work with them in their scenario, or find a seller that would work with them in their scenario to make it all happen. Real estate deals are all about just marrying the wants of somebody with the other person's needs. And if you can find the perfect scenario where somebody doesn't necessarily need that down payment from you right away, and they can need to just offload this property and get it out of their name and into somebody else's name, you can find a solution there. So you always need to find the problem, be the answer and the solution to that problem, and you can make a creative deal happen. Number 4, financing challenges. Maybe you don't make enough money, or your FICO scores are low and your credit score is not that great. There are solutions to those pieces. We've said it many times on this channel, you don't actually have to make millions of dollars to get financing for a property. You get to count future rents. If that property rents out for $2,000 a month, they can use 75% of that rent to help you qualify. So that counts as income for you, income you've never received. Those are future rents you will receive in the future. That counts as income for you. So if you just barely qualified to buy your own primary residence, you still very well could qualify to buy a rental property based off of future rents, especially if the spread is good enough on that property. And then all you have to do is find a lender that's willing to work with you. Maybe, again, like I've said, you don't have that down payment. If you can prove the business model to a local lender, it's not gonna work with Chase or Wells Fargo or any of those type people, but if you can prove the business model to a local lender on here's the cash flow, here's the projections, and present a great report to a bank manager, they may actually go outside of their strict loan standards and actually grant you a loan. There are stories out there all over the place about people who have made this happen. Again, you just have to put in the work and the brains behind it to make that happen. Fear number 5 is the time commitment. A lot of people are like, hey, I am busy with work and school and kids sports or whatever it may be that's got you busy. You're afraid of the time commitment that comes into it, and I get it. But there are solutions here as well. If you don't have the time, it doesn't take a lot of time to actually buy a property. A real estate agent is going to do the work for you. A lender is going to do the work for you. You simply just need to sign and make sure that it's a good deal for you. Then when it comes to managing a property, you can do it yourself, and that is time consuming to place a tenant, show a property, run credit, do all those things, and then manage it and call about repairs and all those pieces. But there are also property managers out there. And so don't let, number 1, the lack of knowledge stop you here because you're afraid of the time commitment. There are solutions out there. A property manager will 100% take all of that off of your plate. They will find you a tenant and again, simply show you, here's who you should select. Sign on the dotted line. Sign here, collect checks on a monthly basis. Yes, you have to give up some of your rental profits for that, but if you don't have the time, don't worry about it. Give up a few $100 a month in some of those profits so that you can get that property rented out and off your plate, and then just let the passive income come in. Number 6, fear of market fluctuations. Again, if you tell your neighbor or your mom or your friend or somebody else that you are buying a real estate investment property, chances are somebody is going to tell you something bad about the real estate market. There's a recession coming. Interest rates are too high. Prices are too high. Prices are about to drop. I read this. I heard this. Number 1, ask them how many rental properties they own and what their portfolio looks like, because the odds are they're letting all of these fears that we're listing today hold them back from that, and then they're trying to instill fear in you to hold you back. Don't be scared of market fluctuations. They happen. The same thing happens in stocks and crypto and all of those pieces. I'm willing to bet that if you're working full-time for an employer right now, you've got a 401k. Are you worried about market fluctuations today? Probably not. You set it and forget it, and you get a statement every few months about what you've made in that 401k. It's the same thing with real estate. It can go up, it can go down. The trajectory over time is always up. Even including big dips with crashes, you've still got a steady incline up. We've never gone back and reset homes from 500,000 to 100,000 and then taken 30 years to get back up there. It just doesn't happen like that. We see dips and then recoveries, and it's smooth sailing, a constant trajectory upwards. Don't be afraid of market fluctuations. They are simply a part of the process, and that's what holds other people back. Don't let that hold you back. I said it before, your rents are locked in, your mortgage payment is locked in, the price of the home does not impact those things, so get there and make that purchase happen. Number 7, a lack of confidence. I get it, this is not your realm, you don't play here all the time, and so you lack the confidence in knowing what you're talking about or sounding like you know what you're talking about to an agent or a lender or anybody involved in this transaction. Don't worry about those things. I take calls all the time from first-time real estate investors that are just honest of, I don't know what I'm doing, please help me. And we walk through the entire process and help you have confidence in those decisions. When it comes to real estate investing, it's always just about the numbers. And when you can see those numbers played out in front of you, it gives you all the confidence in the world to move forward with that purchase. So don't let lack of confidence hold you back. Trust your team to help you see the numbers, see the path forward, and make it happen. Number 8, fear of making mistakes. This holds people back in any form of business. People are scared to make a mistake, and that is simply a fixed mindset. That means basically you see failure as a mistake that cannot be overcome, and it's something that cannot change. You're scared of failing a test, so you don't take a test. You're scared of doing this, so you don't do it. Or maybe you do it, but you put way too much pressure on yourself because of that fear. You need to have a growth mindset. The reality is you may make a mistake. Maybe you buy in a place and things change and you just have a terrible experience with a property manager and all those things. You will grow from it and learn from it and become a better real estate investor. I've been there, we've all been there. Mistakes are a part of the process, and that's what makes you better. I'm willing to guess that your very first steps were not successful in this life, right? You stood up as a baby and you tried to take a step and you fell flat on your face. Guess what? You learned, and then you learned how to walk, and then you learned how to run, and now it comes naturally to you. And the same thing is true of anything you do in life. You're going to fail. Use those as learning opportunities. They're not major setbacks. They will teach you and help you grow going forward. Number 9 is lack of support or guidance. This, again, is where you need to rely on the team that you've assembled. Talk to a lender, talk to a real estate agent. They are going to give you all the guidance that you need. Make sure it's a real estate investor friendly lender and real estate investing friendly real estate agent, because they will give you all of the confidence you need. Ask them, how many properties are in your portfolio? What do you target as far as a market? What are you looking for in a purchase? If they can answer those questions for you, they're probably a good fit, and they're gonna give you that confidence and that support going through the process. If you come to a brand new real estate agent or somebody that's just not experienced with real estate investing, they're probably just gonna send you a whole bunch of properties and sit back and wait for you to tell them what to do next. You need a team that's been through it before, that's helped guide first-time investors through it, and they're gonna give you all of the support you need, all of the answers you need, but you have to start by putting that team together. Don't sit on the sidelines here. Last but not least are emotional attachments. This is gonna be probably a hard one for some people, but maybe you came and you grew up with nothing, and so you desperately hang on to every dollar you have in your pocket, and you have to have a gigantic savings account at all times. Or maybe you've seen people lose things in the 2008 housing crash, and so emotionally you're just going, hey, I can't take that if that were to happen to me. Don't let those things hold you back. That money just sitting in a savings account is actually losing value for you every single year due to appreciation. You're not earning enough sitting in a savings account. Putting it in real estate will actually allow you to earn appreciation, earn passive income, tax benefits, all of those pieces. And it's simply just taking the money from this bucket and putting it in this bucket. It's easier to grab it out of this bucket, but you can still always get it out of this bucket. There are options for when you need it. You can usually access that money pretty quickly if you need to. Now, if you need all of that money, then it would be a sale and going through that process. But if you just simply needed to pull cash out for some sort of emergency, you can do that with a refinance or a home equity line of credit. There's all sorts of things you can do to get some of that money out of that bucket if you have to. And the other piece, maybe you saw people lose things and lose homes and investment properties in the 2008 crash. Guess what? That was all due to the fact that they didn't actually have to qualify for the loans that they were getting. We had gardeners and housekeepers buying 5 or 6 properties at any given time. Honestly, those people can do those things, but they need to go through the strict standards and make sure that those things can happen. Credit score checks, income verification, future rent verification, all of those pieces. The guidelines are way more strict these days because of that. And so now you actually have to qualify for those properties. So if a lender says you're good to go, you're not gonna lose that house because the interest rate is locked in, your payment is locked in, it's not gonna change on you. Of course, you could get yourself into an adjustable rate mortgage, but you're not going to because you're gonna take a 30-year or 15-year fixed rate mortgage so that you can project those numbers out, but you're not gonna lose it. Those numbers aren't gonna change. So you don't have to worry about a foreclosure on a property that all of a sudden loses value and your payment goes up through the roof to where you can't afford it. So don't let those emotions hold you back. Don't let those experiences hold you back. You simply need to push forward and make it happen. Those are the top 10 fears we see holding people back from investing in real estate. I sit with new first-time real estate investors all the time, Zoom calls all the time, and I hear these time and time again. Don't let those things hold you back from making this happen. There's a reason you're watching this right now. It's because you want to do it, you want to know about it, you're learning, and you want to make this happen. So the next step is to get over those fears and start taking action. Once you get one under your belt, you're gonna go, that wasn't that hard. It's pretty simple. I don't really have anything to worry about. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Think about it like going on a roller coaster for your first time. You were probably scared to death as a kid to hop on that because you didn't know what to expect. And then you went on it and you went, oh, that felt pretty safe. I didn't feel like I was gonna fall out. It wasn't that bad going upside down. And then it gets easier and easier every time. And then as you grow up, you're just not thinking about it. And then of course it changes as you get older and then you don't wanna go on those things anymore, but you just need to take those steps. Get comfortable with it, make the first purchase happen, and then the subsequent purchases after that become much, much easier. Don't let fears hold you back from your dreams. You need to take the steps to make this happen. You can do it in any scenario that you're in, I promise. Some cases it may be some hard work, but if you want to make it happen, I promise you, you absolutely can. I hope you enjoyed today's video or resonated with some of these fears, and I'm helping you get past some of those. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm here to help you break out of the 9 to 5, gain financial freedom, and grow wealth through real estate. We'll see you next time.